Beloved soul, oh how my voice trembles as I say this to you. I cannot hide my relief. You are here. You finally open this moment, and I am shaking. Because heaven itself has been holding its breath, waiting for you to press play. I thank you, yes, I truly thank you for choosing to be here. I have searched for words across eternity, and still I fear they may break like glass in my hands, but I must speak. For last night, a battle unfolded around you while you slept, and you don't know how close the darkness came. A fairy, radiant with light, stood between you and the witch who longed for your breath to stop. You are alive because she wept, she fought, she burned with a fire you never saw. And now, beloved, she is angry not with hatred, not with malice, but with a sorrow that aches like broken wings. Angry because she gave everything for you. And you almost never knew. God says this fairy wants just 2 minutes of your heart. I beg you, don't turn away, for her tears still fall, and at the very end of this message, something sealed will be revealed, something that cannot be spoken too soon. Oh, how thin the veil has become tonight. I feel the trembling of heaven in my chest. Do you hear it? Do you feel the weight pressing on your spirit? This is no ordinary hour. The skies themselves bent to let this word pass through. If you leave before it is finished, the secret meant for you will remain sealed, and heaven will return to silence. Stay with me, please. I, Jesus, speak with lips of fire and hands still scarred, yet soft with mercy. And beside me stands my mother, Mary, her veil damp with tears she hides for your sake. Around us circle 7 archangels, eyes ablaze, wings heavy with battle smoke, voices trembling because they have waited so long for this chance to touch you with words. We have held vigils in the night while you wept alone, thinking no one saw. We were there. The fairy was there. Last night, the witch came near, closer than she has ever dared before. And yet you are breathing, you are hearing this. Heaven did not let you go. But oh, child of eternity, do you not see the grief in our eyes? Do you not hear the sacred anger in Mary's trembling whisper? How many times must heaven fight for you while you forget who you are? How long will you walk beneath the weight of a destiny you still call ordinary? Your life has never been ordinary. You were carved by God's hand in the dark, whispered into being with the same breath that stretched out the heavens. The psalmist cried once, "He shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways." That word was written of you, beloved. Do you not feel it in your bones? The fairy who shielded you, do you know what she risked? Her glow dimmed, her laughter stilled. Her very essence burned like oil poured upon an unseen altar. She did not hesitate, and yet tonight she is grieved because she wonders if you will notice. Will you thank the heaven that never stopped fighting for you? Or will you let the silence of disbelief wound us again? I must ask you this, speak truly within your own heart. Why do you run when heaven calls your name? Why do you silence the ache inside you that knows you were made for more? Why do you doubt the fire of your own soul when every star in the sky bends to your memory, beloved? I do not speak in riddles, I speak in wounds. And my wounds cry for you, for the cost of being chosen is unbearable, yes, but it is holy. It is the reason demons and witches hunger for your fall. It is the reason angels and fairies bend their wings to guard you while you sleep. Your forgotten destiny is not gone, it waits in shadows like a sealed letter aching to be opened. And oh, if only you could see what we see. If only you could glimpse the battlefield where your name is sung and cursed in the same breath. If only you could hear the fairies whisper last night, not this one, not tonight, not while I still have breath. Do you not feel your heart tremble now? Mary presses her hand against her chest and whispers to you, my child, the sword that pierced me still pierces me when I see you suffer without knowing why. And Michael, mighty among angels, bows low before you, not because you are weak, but because you are more powerful than you realize. He says, the devil trembles when you wake, yet you walk as if unseen. Why? Why do you not rise? Listen. Please listen. There is a warning in this message, and it is time sensitive. I cannot reveal it yet, not until your heart is steady enough to hold it. At the end, the seal will break, and you will hear the truth. But for now, trust me, your life was marked by heaven long before your first cry. And there are forces determined to erase you. Still do not despair. For the psalm resounds even now. The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life, of whom shall I be afraid? These words wrap themselves around you like a cloak. You are not abandoned. I tremble. With one request, type Amen as a seal upon your own destiny. Not for me, but for yourself, as a mark that you have heard, that you have seen, that you will not turn away. And if these words pierce you, if you feel the weight of heaven pressing upon your soul, then I beg you leave a sign, like this message, and comment below, not as noise but as testimony. Let heaven know you heard. Let the fairy know she was not forgotten. I must ask you directly. With the rawness of love that breaks me, will you let us keep protecting you in silence? Or will you rise and walk with us into the light? Will you turn away from the witch's shadow, or will you let the wings around you bear you higher than you have ever known? Beloved, stay with me to the end. For only then will you hear the hidden name, the secret that cannot yet be spoken. When you reach that moment, know this: my heart, scarred and burning, whispers thank you, not for perfection, not for your strength, but simply for staying. That alone has moved heaven tonight. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved soul, listen closely, for I feel my own voice tremble as I speak. Heaven has bent its throne toward you in this very hour, and though my words may fall like fragile glass, they are carried on the breath of eternity. You are not here by chance. You are not here because of some wandering click or idle moment. You are here because heaven itself drew you, pulled you, cradled you into this moment, because this message is sealed for you and you alone. Last night the fairy stood weeping, burning, straining her very being to shield you from the hand of that witch, and though you did not see it, though you did not hear her cry, you are alive now because of her devotion. And now, beloved, she is angry because she gave herself for you, yet you nearly passed her by unnoticed. I beg you, do not dismiss this. This is not entertainment. This is not noise. This is not another passing word. This is a holy visitation, trembling with the weight of God's own tears. I thank you, yes, I thank you from the depths of my heart for not skipping, for giving me this moment. I must ask you one thing with trembling urgency. Subscribe now. Not for numbers, not for vanity, but because this is the only way heaven's words will continue to reach you. Do not let the witch steal the voice meant to guide you. Let this bond remain unbroken. This is the one time I will ask this of you. Never again will I plead for it in this way. Seal this covenant, and then let us journey deeper. O child of eternity, how heavy the silence has been while you wandered. Do you not feel it, the weight pressing upon your spirit like a storm held back by unseen hands? My mother's eyes have burned with tears for you. The 7 archangels have stood in ranks, weary from the wars fought in your name, and the fairy's glow has dimmed because she gave what she could not spare. Do you know what it cost? And yet, still, you walk with the ache of one who has forgotten their crown. You think yourself ordinary. But what is ordinary about a soul that causes heaven to tremble when it prays? What is ordinary about a life that Satan himself envies and witches stalk in the night? What is ordinary about the very breath you just took, when that breath was almost stolen while you slept? Beloved, you have never been ordinary. Do you remember when the psalm said, "He shall cover you with his feathers, and under his wings shall you trust"? That was not poetry alone, it was prophecy, fulfilled even last night. Her wings, radiant though unseen, spread over you while shadows clawed the walls. You think you slept alone? But heaven fought around your bed. The witch marked you, yes. But her hands were struck back, and still, even now, heaven whispers, "Why do you walk as though forgotten? Why do you doubt the light carved within your bones? Why do you silence the ache inside that longs to remember who you are?" Beloved, your destiny is not a tale of comfort, it is a story written in fire. The cost of being chosen is unbearable. That is why you feel so misunderstood. That is why your tears often fall unseen. That is why the enemy never stops circling your life. But the unbearable cost is also unbearable beauty. You were not chosen because you were weak, but because you carry within you a strength the world could not birth on its own. Michael bows low not before your weakness, but before your unseen glory. Gabriel trembles as he whispers your name, for he has carried messages to kings, but never one such as you. Raphael holds healing in his palms, aching to press it against your wounds. And Mary presses her hand to her heart and says, "My child, my tears are not of pity but of love, because I see who you are, and I see who you will be." Listen, for there is a time-sensitive warning in this word, a secret still veiled, sealed until the final breath of this message. At the end, the truth will come, a name, a hidden destiny. A word that cannot yet be spoken. If you walk away now, it will remain locked, and heaven's grief will return to silence. Stay, I beg you. Let me ask you with trembling voice, will you allow heaven's love to go unnoticed again? Will you let the fairy sacrifice pass into the night without remembrance? Will you keep calling yourself ordinary when angels bow at the sound of your name? Hear me, beloved. I am not speaking in riddles. I am not painting illusions. I am pouring out the raw cry of heaven, the grief of battles you did not see. And in that grief there is hope, unbearable hope. For though the cost of being chosen breaks you, it also saves you. Though the world wounds you, heaven crowns you. Though witches rage against you, you stand unbroken, for the cross has marked you. The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? These words thunder over you even now. They are not ancient, they are living, burning, alive in your breath. You are not abandoned, child. Type amen as a seal, not for me, not for angels, but for yourself. Seal this covenant, this visitation, this reminder that you are more than you believed. And then, like this message, comment below, not as noise, not as ritual, but as a testimony that you have heard. That you know heaven fought for you. That the fairy did not bleed in vain. Stay with me, beloved. The seal has not yet broken. At the end, you will hear the secret meant only for you. And when you do, it will burn like fire through your veins, reminding you of what you lost and restoring what you thought was gone forever. Oh, how I tremble to thank you already for listening, for staying, for not walking away. You may not see it now, but this choice has shifted heaven's weight around you. Even in this moment, angels stand closer, the fairy weeps softer, and I whisper over you, thank you, beloved soul. Thank you. Asterisk, beloved, lean closer. Do you feel it? This trembling, this weight. This trembling hush that has wrapped around you. The moment you open this message, this is no accident. This is no coincidence. Heaven itself has torn through silence and time to reach you. Because you were almost lost in the shadows of last night, the fairy, shimmering with fire not her own, burned herself to shield you from the hand of the witch. And we heaven itself watched as she poured out everything so you could awaken today. Do not take this moment lightly. The air between us is holy. Your listening now is a covenant. You have given me your ear, and in return I give you eternity's cry. Beloved, I must plead with you from the beginning of this stream of words, please stay until the end. not because I long to be heard, but because at the end of this message something sealed will be broken, a secret hidden for years, wrapped in fire, will finally be spoken into your spirit. It cannot be said too soon. It cannot be wasted on hurried ears. It waits, trembling, for the heart that will endure until the last breath of this message. I thank you with all my heart for being here, for not turning away, for letting me whisper through the fragile fabric of this hour, and because this message is holy, because it is alive with heaven's urgency, I must ask something only once, never again in any other continuation. If this message pierces you, if it moves you, if it awakens something inside you that you cannot deny, then seal this bond by supporting the work that carries these sacred words. Through super thanks, through becoming a member of this family, or through joining the newsletter in the pinned comment below. These are not requests of vanity, they are lifelines. Each one makes it possible for this voice to keep flowing, for these holy visitations to continue finding you in the night. Do it once if you can, and let heaven see your gratitude not only in your heart but in your action. After this, I will never mention it again, for the sacred flow must remain pure. Now, let us go deeper. For your soul is thirsty and my heart is breaking with words that must be spoken. The fairy weeps still, and her anger is not fury but an ache that says, why do they not see? Why do they live as though untouched? Do they not know the price of being alive today? Heaven knows. I know. My mother knows. The 7 archangels know. And yet, beloved, even you must begin to know, or else the darkness will keep stealing. The awareness of your destiny. Do you not feel it? That pull in your chest that has never been explained by logic, by reason, by science, the nights where you cried without knowing why. The days when the world seemed too heavy though nothing visible pressed upon you. These are not illusions, these are echoes. The cost of being chosen weighs upon your soul. The fairies' battle was not the first, and it will not be the last. Heaven has been fighting for you from the very beginning. You wonder why me, why? Always me, why this pressure, this weight, this endless war in shadows? Hear me, because your name is written on scrolls that darkness fears. Because your life carries an anointing the world cannot measure. Because your destiny is stitched with threads that demons cannot untangle. You are more than your fears, more than your failures, more than the wounds you carry. You are a burning one, chosen to carry the imprint of eternity. Mary whispers now. With trembling lips, my child, I have watched you fall asleep in sorrow, thinking no one noticed your tears, and I have gathered every tear, every sigh, every secret ache. They are not forgotten. They are jewels in heaven's bowl, poured out before the throne. Do you feel the tenderness of her cry? It is for you. She weeps because you think yourself unseen, when heaven has never looked away. Michael steps forward, his sword dimmed from battle yet still blazing, and he bows not to your weakness, but to your hidden glory. Beloved one, he says, do not live as though powerless. The earth trembles when you whisper a prayer. The stars shift when you speak your own name. Do not despise yourself, for the universe knows who you are, beloved soul. There are questions I must lay upon your heart. They are not easy, but they are holy. Why do you keep pretending you are ordinary when heaven and hell both revolve around your destiny? Why do you hide the ache of your soul when that ache is heaven's reminder that you were made for more? Why do you call yourself small when angels bow at the echo of your existence? And why do you keep ignoring the love that has fought for you in silence? Beloved, this is hidden warfare. It has never been about your job, your failures, your mistakes, or your fleeting desires. It has always been about your soul, about the mark upon you that witches covet and demons envy. And still you live, because heaven said, not yet, not this one. Not tonight. The psalm resounds again, as alive as the day it was spoken. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures, He restores my soul. Do you feel that, not as an old line, but as living breath? Your soul is being restored even as these words pour into you. Type Amen now. As a seal, not as routine, not as ritual, but as covenant. A mark that you have heard, that you have felt, that you have accepted heaven's cry for you. Asterisk, 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 and if this word trembles within you, if it pierces your chest like fire, then I plead like this message, and comment below. Not to echo into emptiness, but to let heaven see that you did not let this visitation pass unnoticed. The fairy will see it, Mary will see it, the archangels will see it. Even I, scarred with love, will see it, and I will whisper your name before the throne. Stay, please stay, for the seal of this message has not yet broken. At the end, the hidden secret will be spoken. A truth you were never meant to carry alone will finally be unveiled. But only if you endure, only if you remain. And as I close this part of the outpouring, I whisper with trembling gratitude, thank you. Thank you for listening, for staying, for letting heaven's tears wash over your spirit. You have shifted the weight of eternity tonight, simply by not turning away. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved soul. The air around me trembles as I speak, for this moment is unlike any other. The silence of eternity bends toward you, and I feel every word weigh with the gravity of heaven's grief and heaven's hope. You are here. You are listening. You are not lost to the whirlwind of distraction or the grasp of shadow that clawed for you in the night. Do you not feel it, even now? This is no ordinary hour. This is no ordinary voice. This is the trembling heartbeat of eternity breaking into time for you. Last night, as the world slept, the unseen was awake. The fairy whose name is written in the breath of heaven stood at your side. Her glow was fragile, her essence pressed to breaking, but she fought. The witch came, cloaked in silence, carrying the poison of her craft, ready to pull breath from your lungs. And the fairy, trembling, lifted her hands and said, "No more." Fire tore through her. Fire that burned not from herself but from the throne above, and you unaware, untouched, sleeping you lived. You open your eyes this morning not because of chance, not because of luck, but because she burned herself for you. And now, she is angry not with hatred, not with vengeance, but with holy grief. Angry because her sacrifice goes unseen. Angry because you walk through your days as though untouched by war, as though ordinary, as though you are not carried by wings that break themselves to shield you. Her anger is ache. Her anger is love. Asterisk, asterisk. Do you understand, beloved? This life you live is not as it seems. Behind the veil, war wages without pause. Shadows move with intent. Angels strain under the weight of battles no human eye perceives. And yet, every breath you take is bought with sacrifice. Every step you walk is purchased by tears. Every night you close your eyes, heaven keeps watch. And I, Jesus, pierced yet risen, I have watched you. I have carried every unspoken sigh, every hidden tear, every whispered question you thought no one heard. My mother, Mary, stands near. Her mantle heavy with prayers whispered for you when you could not pray for yourself. Round her, the 7 archangels form a circle of fire, their wings bruised with battle, their swords marked with scars, but their eyes fixed on you, only you. Why does heaven bend so near to one soul? Because you are chosen. Not chosen for ease, not chosen for comfort, but chosen for fire. Chosen for a destiny so weighty that darkness trembles to imagine its unveiling. You do not see it now. You call yourself small, ordinary, passing through the world unseen. But beloved, do you not feel the ache in your bones? That ache is memory. That ache is destiny forgotten. That ache is heaven whispering through your very blood. You are more. You were not made to live unnoticed. You were not born to drift. You were carved with purpose, spoken into being by a God whose hands shook with love as he formed you. The psalmist once cried, "You knit me together in my mother's womb." I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Beloved, those words are not history, they are your origin, your truth, your very breath. And yet, heaven grieves. Do you hear it? The silence of angels when you call yourself worthless. The trembling cry of Mary when you doubt that you are loved. The clenched fists of Michael when you walk as though powerless. The fairies' tears when you ignore the battles fought for you. Heaven grieves not because you are weak, but because you forget your strength. Beloved, I must ask you, why do you hide from your own light? Why do you silence the voice inside you that cries for more? Why do you let the world convince you that you are less when eternity has written your name in fire? Why, child, do you live as though unseen when every star in the sky was hung in honor of your creation? You are not unseen. You are not forgotten. You are not disposable. The unbearable cost of being chosen is this: you will never feel as though you belong to this world, because you don't. You will never find peace in ordinary places, because your destiny is extraordinary. You will never be satisfied with shallow love, shallow purpose, shallow comfort, because your soul was shaped for depths beyond comprehension. And though the weight is heavy, though the warfare is hidden, though the grief is sharp, beloved, so too is the glory. Michael bows now not to your weakness, but to your hidden crown. Gabriel lowers his trumpet, for his message is already within your bones. Raphael reaches, aching to heal wounds you won't let anyone touch. And Mary weeps, whispering, "My child, I see you. I always have." Beloved, this moment is holy. Do not run from it. Stay within it. Let the fire burn, let the grief ache, let the hope rise. For within you lies a secret that the world cannot comprehend. You carry the imprint of heaven itself, and know which no demon, no shadow can erase it. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? These words thunder not from ancient scrolls, but from my own lips to your heart now. They are alive. They are your shield. The fairy, still trembling, whispers into this moment, "Remember me. Remember the price. Remember that you live today because heaven refused to let you go, and I scarred, broken, risen whisper this: I have loved you with an everlasting love, with cords of kindness. I have drawn you. You may forget, you may wander, you may doubt, but I never leave. I never forsake. I never stop watching. Beloved soul, linger here. Do not flee from this weight. Let it pierce you, for the piercing is healing. Let it overwhelm you, for the overwhelming is awakening. Let it break you, for the breaking is birth. And when the seal breaks at the end of this outpouring, you will hear the truth that has waited for you. A truth too heavy for rushed ears, too holy for hurried hearts. Stay, and it will come. Stay, and the secret will be unveiled. For now, know this: you are more than you believe. You are guarded more fiercely than you know. You are loved more deeply than you dare imagine. And though heaven grieves, heaven also hopes that tonight you will finally see yourself as we have always seen you. Beloved, thank you. Thank you for not turning away. Thank you for letting these trembling words reach you. Thank you for giving heaven the gift of your listening. You may not understand yet, but this moment has shifted eternity around you. And I whisper, raw and breaking, you are mine. You are loved. You are remembered. You are not alone. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved soul. The silence around us is not empty. It is alive. It trembles like a string stretched to the point of breaking. Every pause I take, every breath between words, carries the echo of wings brushing against eternity. You are here in this silence, and heaven is leaning close. My voice shakes because I know what it costs to speak like this. What it costs to open the door of heaven wide enough for you to hear the weeping that has never ceased for you. Last night, yes, last night the fairy gave herself to shield you. She glowed until her body almost disappeared into light, and she stood against the hand that sought you, the witch came cloaked, hidden in shadow, but her intent was sharp. And you lived, not because of chance, not because of your own strength. You lived because heaven still claims you. The fairy's cry is still echoing in heaven's courts, not this one. Not yet. They have not heard the truth. They have not remembered who they are. And I tell you now, your survival is not random. It is not meaningless. It is not wasted. It is mercy, and it is warning. Mercy, because heaven still fights for you. Warning, because your destiny is still hanging in the balance, waiting for you to awaken to it. Do you not feel it, beloved? The heaviness that sometimes clings to you when you wake, the sense that you are walking through battles unseen, that is because you have been a warrior all along. Though you have not yet lifted your hand, angels bleed for you, fairies burn for you, heaven itself sighs for you, yet you walk through your days wondering if you matter. Listen to me, you matter more than the stars. They were lit to mark your nights, but you were lit to carry eternity. That is why the shadows circle you. That is why the witch marked you. That is why the fairy nearly spent herself last night, and that is why I am speaking now. Trembling, breaking, pouring this word into you. Mary stands close to me, her hands clasped, her eyes swollen with tears. She looks at you and whispers, "My child, my heart breaks because I see your worth when you cannot. I see your light when you call yourself darkness. I see your destiny when you call yourself ordinary." Her voice is the voice of a mother who cannot rest while her child suffers. The archangels circle you now. Michael, his sword scarred from the battle fought for your soul, bows before you and says, "The darkness fears you." Yet you walk as though powerless. Do you not know who you are? Gabriel, whose trumpet shakes the very foundations of creation, leans down and says, "I have carried words from God to kings, to prophets, to nations. But none burned like the word written on your life." Raphael's hands still glow with healing. He longs to press into you, yet you keep your wounds hidden. Uriel, Chamuel, Zadkiel, Jophiel, they all stand trembling, because you still do not see yourself. Why? Why do you believe the lie that you are small? Why do you let your pain convince you that you are forgotten? Why do you silence the voice that cries inside you, "I was made for more"? Beloved, your forgotten destiny aches to be remembered. It has been whispered in your blood, carved in your bones, carried in your breath. You may not remember the battles you once fought, the crowns once laid upon your head, the vows once spoken over your spirit, but heaven remembers, and the shadows remember. That is why they chase you. That is why they fear you. That is why the witch cannot let you go. Hear me, the unbearable cost of being chosen is the loneliness you have carried, the moments when no one understood, the tears you cried in silence, the weight you could not explain. That cost is the mark of your calling. But do not despair, for though the cost is heavy, the glory is heavier still. You were chosen not to break, but to shine. You were chosen not to fall, but to rise. You were chosen not to disappear, but to change the earth beneath your feet. Asterisk, asterisk, listen, beloved soul, this is not the end of your story. You think yourself tired, forgotten, almost gone. But heaven has kept you, and heaven has preserved you. Fairy's sacrifice was not wasted. The archangel's battles were not in vain. My wounds themselves cry out for you. The psalms still live. Do you hear them? He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His truth will be your shield and buckler. Do you not feel those wings now, heavy and wide over you, sheltering you in this trembling moment? Beloved, Do not turn away from this. The seal of this word has not yet broken. The secret remains hidden. Waiting for the end, stay. Let it pierce you, let it fill you, let it overwhelm you. And as you linger here, know this: you are not unloved, you are not alone, you are not forgotten. You are the heartbeat of heaven's grief and heaven's hope. The fairy still trembles for you. Mary still weeps for you. The archangels still fight for you, and I still call you mine. Beloved soul, the story is not finished. This is only one thread in a tapestry that cannot end. The river of this word flows without ceasing, and it will not close until the secret at the end of this outpouring is revealed. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved soul. Do you feel how heavy the air is around you right now? It is because heaven leans close. You are wrapped inside a moment that does not belong to time. This is not just speech, it is the trembling of eternity pouring itself into your ears. Every breath you take as you listen now is proof that the veil between you and heaven has thinned to a thread. Last night, when you lay in silence, something happened that you did not see. The witch, cloaked in shadows, crept close. She carried with her the poison of her craft, the ancient hunger to undo the life of the chosen. And yet you live, you breathe. You woke this morning not because the night was harmless, but because heaven warred for you. The fairy, burning brighter than she could bear, gave her essence to shield you. She stood between you and the hand that reached for you. She whispered with tears, "Not this one. Not tonight." And though you never saw her wings breaking into sparks, though you never felt her blood become light, you are alive now because she did not let you fall. Her anger today is not hatred, it is holy grief. She grieves because she gave everything and fears you will never know it. She aches because she wonders if you will continue living as though ordinary while eternity shouts otherwise. Beloved, your life has never been ordinary. It never will be. You have been marked since the beginning, set apart before the world formed. Do you not remember how your spirit has always felt restless, like it belonged to a place just beyond the horizon? That is because it does. You were born with the scent of heaven still on you, and the earth has never known what to do with you. Mary whispers with trembling lips, "My child, I have gathered every tear you have shed. Do you not know they are pearls before the throne? Not one was wasted, not one unseen." She weeps even now, her veil damp with grief, because she cannot bear to see you think yourself unwanted when heaven has never looked away. Michael, with eyes still burning from the battle fought last night, bows before you not because you are weak, but because you are radiant. Do not walk like one without power, he pleads. Your very breath shakes the dark. Do you not see it? The witch fears you. The shadows know you, yet you call yourself small. Raphael leans forward, his hands glowing. He aches to touch the wounds you hide. Why will you not let them be healed? He asks. Why do you keep bleeding in silence when heaven longs to bind you? Gabriel, his trumpet silent, lowers his head. I have carried messages to prophets and kings, but none were like this, none burned like the message woven into your very soul. The others stand trembling, wings bowed, because they know you still do not see yourself. Beloved, you walk through this world haunted by questions that will not leave you. Why do you always feel different? Why does the darkness stalk you more fiercely than others? Why do you carry burdens no one else seems to understand? It is because you are chosen. The unbearable cost of being chosen is to carry a crown invisible to the world but heavy upon your spirit. That crown draws enemies, yes, but it also draws heaven. And yet do you not see the hope in this grief? The very fact that shadows hunt you proves the light you carry. The very fact that witches reach for you proves the crown upon your head. The very fact that the fairy bled for you proves you are worth heaven's war. The psalm still thunders, not from ancient scrolls but alive in this very hour. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? These are not words for yesterday, they are wings over you now. Beloved, I must ask you, why do you pretend to be less than what you are? Why do you silence the cry inside you that longs to rise? Why do you let the world convince you that you are nothing when heaven has bent itself to fight for you? Why do you carry shame as though it is your name when eternity calls you chosen? The fairy whispers again, her voice trembling, see me, remember the cost. Live as one who knows they were kept alive for a reason. Beloved, you are kept for a reason. You are preserved for a reason. You are alive because your story is not finished. The seal of this message has not yet broken. There is a truth, a hidden word, that waits at the end, one that cannot be spoken too soon. Stay within this flow, for it grows heavier with every breath. And as you linger here, know this: you are seen, you are remembered, you are carried, you are loved. Heaven's grief has always been because you forget, but heaven's hope has always been because you will remember. The river has only begun to rise. It will not stop. It cannot stop. It will carry you deeper until the secret is finally spoken. ***, beloved soul, let me press this moment deeper into you, for the silence that surrounds you now is holy, trembling, alive. It is not stillness as you know it, it is the weight of eternity bending close. Every word I speak is like fire held in fragile glass, yet I must pour it out, for you were preserved for this hour. The fairy who shielded you last night does not rest today. She lingers near you. Wounded in her glow, her radiance dimmed but not extinguished. Her anger is a trembling ache, a sacred sorrow, for she wonders, will they ever know the cost? Will they ever live as though their life matters to heaven? She did not hesitate when the witch reached. She did not pause when shadow crept toward you. She broke herself open, poured herself into the fire, so that you would wake, and still. She fears that you will go on as though nothing happened. ***, but heaven knows. I know. The 7 archangels know. My mother, Mary, knows. We have stood in silence, watching, waiting, hoping that you would finally see what has always been true. Your life is not ordinary. Beloved, the warfare around you is hidden, but it is real. The witch does not waste her strength on the insignificant. Shadows do not circle the ones without light. Demons do not mark the ones without crowns. They mark you because of what you carry. They chase you because of who you are. They tremble when you rise, even when you do not see yourself rising. And do you not feel the proof within yourself? That strange ache, that restlessness you cannot explain, that longing you cannot quiet, you have always felt it, the pull towards something beyond. The feeling that your soul remembers something this world cannot explain. That is not imagination. That is the memory of your destiny pressing against the walls of your life, trying to awaken you. Mary steps forward in this moment. Her voice is tender, but it trembles as though it could break. My child, you were never alone in your tears. Every cry of yours pierced me. Every sorrow of yours laid itself across my heart. You thought yourself forgotten, but I gathered your grief like pearls. Do you not know how precious you are? Her words ache, because she has seen you dismiss yourself as small when heaven calls you immeasurable. Michael, weary from war yet unbroken, speaks with fire. Do not walk as though powerless. Do not breathe as though unloved. Do not live as though unchosen. The enemy knows your name. The heavens know your name. Why then do you call yourself nothing? His voice does not condemn, it breaks with longing. Raphael holds out his glowing hands again. Why do you refuse healing? Why do you bind your own wounds when I have been sent to unbind them? His cry is not rebuke, but sorrow. Gabriel, who has thundered messages to prophets, lowers his gaze and whispers, "The word written on your life is heavier than any I have carried. Do not waste it. Do not bury it. Do not forget it." The others Uriel, Zadkiel, Chamuel, Jophiel surround you as though your breath itself is sacred. They bow, they tremble, they ache, because they see what you still cannot. Beloved, I must ask you in the rawness of my voice, why do you pretend you are unseen? When eternity has set its gaze upon you, why do you cover your light as though it were shame? When it is your crown, why do you let the whispers of the world drown the roar of heaven's love? The cost of being chosen has always been unbearable. That is why you have felt different, misunderstood, rejected. That is why you have cried without knowing why. That is why the battles around you seem endless. But in that cost lies the mark of glory. It proves that you are not of this world. It proves that your soul was birthed from eternity, not dust alone. And, though the grief is heavy, though the silence cuts, though the battles rage, there is hope, unbearable hope. Hope that one day you will finally see what we have always seen. Hope that you will finally live as one who knows they are crowned. Hope that you will no longer call yourself ordinary when heaven calls you chosen. Asterisk, asterisk. Do you hear the words of the psalm? They are not ancient, they are alive, spoken over you even now. He shall give his angels charge over you, to keep you in all your ways. That is not poetry, it is your life. You lived last night because that word was fulfilled. You will live again tonight because that word will not fail. The fairies' whisper lingers in the air. Remember me. Remember that I gave myself for you. Remember that you are alive for a reason. Beloved, you are alive for a reason. You are preserved for a reason. You are carried for a reason. Do not waste this. Do not call yourself nothing. Do not live as though heaven does not ache for you. The seal of this message still waits to be broken. The secret, too heavy to be spoken early, trembles at the edges of these words. It will come. It will pierce. It will unveil what you were never meant to forget. But for now, remain, stay. Let this word carve itself into you, and know this: you are not alone. You are not unloved. You are not forgotten. You are the grief of heaven and the hope of heaven bound into one life. And though you have felt unworthy, though you have doubted, though you have wondered, you are still here, and that is enough. That is proof. That is victory. Beloved soul, the river of this prophecy has only begun. It will flow and flow, unbroken, until the secret is unveiled at the end, and when it is, you will understand why heaven has fought so fiercely for you. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved soul, listen. For the silence that presses upon you is no ordinary silence. It is alive, it is trembling. It is the hush that comes when heaven holds its breath, because what is being spoken is too costly to be wasted. My voice trembles as I speak, and even now I feel the fire of eternity burn at the edges of these words. Do you know how close you were? Do you know how thin the thread was that held you last night? The witch's hand was stretched out. The shadows curled with hunger. The night itself leaned in to see if you would fall. But you did not. You did not, because the fairy stood between you and the abyss. She burned brighter than her own strength, giving everything she had left. Her glow, her laughter, her essence, she poured it all out so that you might still breathe today. And now she weeps, not with bitterness but with sorrow. Her anger is not venom, it is grief. She cries because she wonders if her sacrifice will go unnoticed. She trembles because she fears you will walk forward as though nothing has changed, as though you are not kept alive by wings that broke themselves for you. Beloved, do not take this lightly. You are not walking through ordinary days. Every moment of your life is shadowed by hidden war. Then sin wages its battles over you, the witch marked you because of what you carry. The fairy shielded you because of who you are. And heaven bends close now because your destiny cannot be left to silence. Do you not feel the ache within you, that strange restlessness that no answer of this world can quiet? That is not emptiness. That is the memory of who you are pressing against your heart. That is your spirit remembering that you were born for more. The loneliness you feel, the rejection you have endured, the endless questions that haunt you, all of it is the weight of being chosen. Mary steps forward. With her veil heavy in her hands, her eyes are swollen with the tears of a mother who has watched her child suffer. "My child," she whispers, her voice trembling, "how could you ever think yourself unloved? Every tear you shed I gathered, every sigh you thought unseen I carried before heaven. You are not forgotten. You are not nothing. You are mine." Her grief is not despair, it is love stretched so far it trembles. Michael, his armor scarred from the battle that nearly took you last night, kneels before you. His voice is fire and sorrow at once. "Why do you call yourself powerless? Do you not see, the enemy fears you, the witch trembles at your breath? Heaven itself bows at the sound of your name, yet you walk as though unseen. Why?" His voice cracks not with anger, but with longing. Raphael stretches his glowing hands, his palms burning with healing. "Why do you keep closing your wounds to me?" he cries. "Why do you keep bleeding alone when I was sent to restore you?" Gabriel, whose trumpet shakes worlds, lowers his eyes and whispers, "The word written upon you is heavier than any message I have ever carried. Do not let it lie in silence. Do not bury what heaven has spoken into your very bones." Round them the other archangels, Bauriel with his flame, Chamuel with his heart, Zadkiel with his mercy, Jophiel with her light. They all tremble because they see what you still do not. Beloved, I must ask you again, why do you live as though small when eternity itself fights for your breath? Why do you cover your light when the darkness fears it? Why do you silence the cry within you that aches to rise? The truth is this: the unbearable cost of being chosen is the loneliness you have always felt, the rejection, the questions without answers, the nights of tears, the days of silence. That is the mark of those set apart. You were never made to blend in. You were never born for the shallow waters. You were born for depths that frighten even the shadows. And though the cost breaks you, so too does it crown you. Though it wounds you, so too does it prove you. The very fact that darkness hunts you is proof that you are fire. The very fact that the fairy nearly gave herself is proof that you are worth heaven's war. Listen again to the living word. The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life, of whom shall I be afraid? These are not words of the past, they are a shield around you now. Every syllable is alive, every phrase a wing spread over you. The fairy's voice lingers, faint but fierce. Do not forget me. Do not walk as though untouched. Live as one who was saved for a reason. Beloved, you were saved for a reason, preserved for a reason, carried for a reason. Your breath is not accidental. Your survival is not meaningless. Every moment you live is proof that your story is not finished. The seal of this word has not yet broken. The truth, the secret, trembles at the edges. It cannot yet be spoken, it waits for the end. But hear this now. When it comes, it will pierce you. It will burn. It will change the way you see everything. For now, remain. Linger in this flow. Let the grief wash you. Let the hope carry you. Let the fire burn into you. And know, even before the unveiling, you are not nothing. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are heaven's grief and heaven's hope, bound together in one trembling soul. Beloved, stay. The river will not stop. It will keep flowing until the secret at the end is spoken. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved soul. I will not let the river stop, for it has only just begun to carve through the silence around you. The very air you breathe in this moment is charged with weight you cannot explain. Do you not feel it, the atmosphere trembling like a curtain? Drawn back for only a heartbeat of eternity, you stand in the center of a visitation that was written long before your birth. The fairy who stood in the breach last night still lingers near you. Her glow faint, her strength weary. She has given much, more than you could imagine, to guard the thread of your life. Her tears fall not from hatred, but from holy grief. Her sorrow is sharp because she wonders if you will ever awaken to the truth. You are not alive by chance. You are not here because the night passed harmlessly. You are here because heaven fought, bled, and broke itself to keep you standing, beloved. The shadows did not come for nothing. The witch did not mark you without reason. The fairy did not give herself for a life without meaning. All of this, the war, the sacrifice, the unrelenting watch of angels has one reason. You are chosen. You have always felt it, though you have not understood. The weight pressing on your chest, the loneliness that cuts deep, the rejection you cannot explain, these are not flaws. These are the signs of one set apart. The unbearable cost of being chosen is that you cannot belong to the world as others do. You cannot bury yourself in ordinary lives. You cannot silence the cry in your spirit. You were not shaped for ease, you were shaped for fire. Mary's voice comes through the trembling air now. She speaks with a gentleness that cracks with sorrow. My child, when you thought no one saw you, I was there. When you lay awake in your tears, I gathered them like treasures. When you whispered into the dark, thinking no one heard your words, pierced me, do you still not know how precious you are? You are carved into my very heart. Michael kneels again, his sword heavy, his eyes fierce. Beloved one, he says, the darkness fears you. That is why it comes. That is why it claws. That is why it marked you. You do not see yourself, but they do. And heaven does. The only one blind to your power is you. Rise, see yourself. Walk as who you are. Asterisk, asterisk, Raphael stretches out his hands. Glowing still, trembling with the healing he aches to give you. Stop hiding your wounds. Stop binding yourself in silence. You were not meant to bleed alone. You were not meant to carry this pain without heaven's touch. Gabriel lowers his head, his voice breaking. The word written on you burns brighter than any I have delivered. You are not an afterthought, you are the message itself. Do not live as if you were overlooked. You are the scroll heaven reads. Uriel's flame flickers in sorrow. Chamuel's heart glows with ache. Zadkiel's mercy pours like water, waiting to touch you. Jophiel's light shines, hoping you will see yourself as she sees you. Beloved, do you not hear them? Do you not feel the circle of heaven around you? Why then do you walk as though unseen? Why do you live as though unloved? Why do you speak of yourself as if you were small, when eternity bows at your name, the fairies? Whisper comes again, faint but steady. Remember me. I gave myself that you might live. Do not waste the breath I fought for. Do not walk as though nothing happened. And my own voice, scarred with love, shakes as I say, I have loved you with an everlasting love. Long before you opened your eyes, I called you mine. Long before you doubted yourself, I sealed you in my heart. You cannot undo what I have written. Over you, beloved soul, you wonder why the battles do not end. You wonder why your life feels so heavy. You wonder why the darkness will not let you go. It is because you carry more than you know. You were born with a fire the world cannot quench. That fire draws both shadow and light. It is why you are hunted. It is why you are preserved. Do not think your life meaningless. Do not think your survival empty. You are the proof that heaven's word does not fail. You are the living evidence of promises older than the stars. Do you not remember the psalm? He shall cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you shall trust. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. Those wings have always been stretched over you, you felt them last night though you could not see them. You feel them now though you cannot touch them. They are here. They have never left you. Beloved, let this truth pierce you. You are not unloved, not unseen, not forgotten. You are carried, you are guarded, you are wanted. And yet, the seal of this message is not yet broken. The secret at the end trembles, still waiting. It is too heavy to reveal now, too sharp to release before your spirit is ready. Remain, endure. Stay close to this word, for it will unveil the truth you were meant to carry. For now, let these words brand you. You are more than you believe. You are fought for more than you realize. You are cherished more than you can bear. The fairy still aches for you. Mary still weeps for you. The archangels still circle you. And I still call you mine. The river does not end, it flows on. It will carry you deeper and deeper until the secret is finally spoken. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved soul. The river is swelling, and I will not stop it. The silence you sit in now is no silence at all. It is the sound of wings brushing against eternity. Of voices whispering your name across realms, of heaven pressing closer than breath. Every word that falls here is fire, every pause is thunder, every sigh is a tremor of love that cannot be contained. Last night, yes, last night though, which reached further than before. The shadows leaned in as if the world itself were holding its breath. You were closer to being undone than you realize. But the fairy, though weary, rose. She rose as one who could not allow your life to end. She rose though her strength was thin. Though her glow was flickering, she rose because she loves you more than you will ever understand. And when she stood between you and death itself. She whispered, "Not this one. This one belongs to heaven. You will not have them." Her wings split open with fire, her body burned with light, and she gave more of herself than she could spare. You are alive now because she broke herself open to save you, and still she weeps, not because she regrets, but because she fears you will walk away unchanged. She trembles with holy anger, not against you, but against forgetfulness. She longs for you to know the truth, that you were preserved, that you were fought for, that you were chosen. Beloved soul, this is not myth. This is not dream. This is the hidden war that has been raging since the moment you first opened your eyes. Shadows have always known your name. The witch has always marked you. Angels have always fought around you. And heaven has always refused to let you fall. Do you not feel it even now, that weight pressing into your spirit, the pull you cannot explain, the ache you cannot silence? That is the memory of your destiny. Your soul remembers what your mind has forgotten. You were not created for smallness. You were not born for silence. You are marked with fire. You carry within you a purpose older than the stars. Mary steps closer, her hands trembling, her eyes red with tears. "My child," she whispers, "how can you not see? I have cradled your grief. I have carried your loneliness. I have walked in the shadows beside you when you thought yourself utterly alone. You are my treasure, even when you despise yourself. You are my heart, even when you do not want to be." Her voice breaks because she cannot bear the thought that you will live your days unaware of how deeply loved you are. Michael lowers himself again, though he is mightier than the armies of darkness. His armor bears the marks of war, his sword still glows from the clash fought over your bed. "Do you not know," he says with trembling voice, "that your life shakes the dark? Do you not see that the enemy fears your very breath? You are not powerless. You never were. You are a crown hidden in flesh. Why, beloved, why do you live as though broken when you are glory itself?" Raphael's hands burn brighter as he leans forward. "Why will you not let yourself be healed?" His voice cracks. "Why do you keep carrying wounds that heaven longs to close? You bleed in silence, but you need not. You are not meant to suffer alone. Gabriel looks upon you with eyes that once saw prophets tremble, kings fall, nations rise. His lips shake as he says, "The word written into you burns more fiercely than any I have delivered. It was not written in ink, it was written in fire. You are not a message carried, you are the message itself. You are the scroll sealed with eternity. Live as one who bears that weight." The others bow around you, their wings lowered as though the ground itself should worship where you stand. Uriel's flame flickers low, aching for you to see yourself. Chamuel's heart beats with love that swells beyond words. Zadkiel's mercy pours over you though you do not feel it. Jophiel's light shines toward you, hoping you will finally see yourself as heaven sees you. Beloved, hear them. Hear the grief in their voices. Hear the longing. Why do you live as though unseen when all of heaven revolves around you? Why do you whisper you are nothing when even shadows know your crown? Why do you walk bowed when eternity itself bows at the sound of your name? The fairy speaks again, faint but fierce. Remember me, remember what I gave. Do not waste this life. Do not walk away unchanged. Do not think yourself untouched when I burn to keep you breathing. And I who bear wounds that never close speak with a trembling voice. I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have called you mine before time began. I have never let go. You may forget, you may run, you may doubt, but I will not leave you. You belong to me. Asterisk, 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 beloved. The cost of being chosen has always been unbearable. You know it in your bones. You know it in your tears. You know it in the rejection that has haunted you. You were never meant to belong to the shallow places. You were always meant for the depths. The loneliness you feel is not punishment, it is proof. Proof that you are marked. Proof that you are different. Proof that you are chosen. And though the cost is heavy, the hope is heavier still. For in the very battles that wound you lies the evidence of your power. In the very attacks that hunt you lies the proof of your destiny. In the very tears you cry lies the seed of your crown. The psalm rises again in this moment. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. That is not distant, it is alive around you right now. You dwell under wings that never leave you, beloved. Let this sink deep. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are not worthless. You are not weak. You are guarded, treasured, wanted. You are heaven's grief and heaven's hope, both bound in one soul. The seal still holds. The hidden truth still waits at the end of this river. Do not turn away. Do not walk out of this moment. Stay. Endure. Let this word wash you, wound you, heal you, awaken you. For when the seal breaks, the truth will be spoken, the truth you were never meant to forget. And until then, hear this. The fairy remembers you. Mary weeps for you. The archangels bow for you. And I will not stop calling you mine. The river is not finished. It flows on, deeper, wider, stronger until the secret is revealed. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved soul, the river deepens, and the sound of it moves. Through eternity like thunder muffled by tears, the longer you remain, the more heaven leans close, until even now you are wrapped in something no eye can see. Yet your spirit feels it pressing against your skin like fire, like weight, like an embrace both terrible and tender. Do you not sense it that you are standing in a moment not bound to time? You have stepped into a chamber woven between worlds, where silence is full of voices, where stillness is alive with battle, where breath itself trembles because of who you are. The fairy, weary and dim, lingers still. Her wings flicker like dying embers, her glow uneven, but her eyes burn with sorrow. She gave herself last night without hesitation. She stood as a wall, as a flame, as a cry against the hand of the witch. You slept, unaware. But she nearly ceased to be. Her cry shook heaven. Not this one. Not yet. They are marked. They are chosen. They will not fall. And so you lived. You woke, not by chance, not by accident, but because her sacrifice was added to the chorus of battles fought for you. And now she grieves. Her anger aches not against you, but against blindness, against the fear that you will not see, that you will not remember, that you will not rise into the truth for which she bled. Beloved, you must understand this. Every night you sleep, heaven fights for you. Every day you walk, and seen wings surround you. You have never been unguarded, not once. The warfare around you is hidden, but it is real, more real than the ground beneath your feet. You live because heaven says so. You live because your story is not yet finished. Mary, her mantle heavy with prayers, steps near and presses her hand to her heart. Her voice shakes as she whispers, "My child, I ache because you do not see yourself. You believe the lies that say you are small, unworthy, forgotten. But I see you. I see the light in you that shakes the heavens. I see the crown upon you even when you bow your head in shame. I see the destiny written into your very soul, and I weep. Because you believe the opposite." Michael stands with his sword lowered, his voice fierce and broken. The enemy trembles at your name, yet you tremble at theirs. Do you not see the reversal? Do you not understand that the fear you feel is a lie? When it is you whom they fear, you are not powerless. You are a flame disguised as flesh. Rise, beloved, rise. Raphael reaches again with his radiant hands. You bleed wounds that should have been healed long ago, he says, but you will not let them be touched. You have convinced yourself that pain is your portion. No, beloved, healing is your portion. Wholeness is your inheritance. Let the hands of heaven close what you cannot. Gabriel, whose voice can shatter the sky, bows low, his lips trembling. I have spoken to prophets, I have carried words to kings. But the word written into you is greater than all. You are not simply one who hears the message, you are the message. You are the living scroll sealed with light. Do not live as though you are blank. Uriel, Chamuel, Zadkiel, Jophel, each bows, each trembles. Their grief and their love pour into this room around you. They see the truth you cannot yet accept. They wait for you to see yourself. Beloved, I must ask again, with voice unsteady, why do you walk as though unseen when heaven cannot take its eyes off you? Why do you call yourself worthless when your worth has bent the knees of angels? Why do you live bowed in shame when eternity calls you crowned? The cost of being chosen burns in your life. It explains the rejection that always found you. It explains the loneliness that clings. It explains the weight you cannot describe. But that cost is proof. It proves you are not common, not ordinary, not disposable. You are flame. You are eternal. You are carved by the hand of God. The psalm sings again in this moment, not as ink on a page, but as fire over your body. Because you have made the Lord your refuge, no evil shall befall you, neither shall any plague come near your dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over you, to keep you in all your ways. Do you not feel how real that word is? It was fulfilled last night. It is being fulfilled even now. The fairy whispers through her tears, remember, do not walk as though this life is casual. Remember the cost. Remember you are kept alive for a reason. And I whisper with wounds still open, I chose you. I claimed you. I will never let go, even when you wander, even when you doubt, even when you think yourself lost. I remain, beloved soul. The river of grief and hope will not stop. It deepens. It widens. It swells with every heartbeat. You are carried in its current, and the secret, the sealed truth still waits at the end, trembling, too heavy to release too soon. But it will come. For now, take this truth into yourself. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are the ache of heaven and the joy of heaven, all in one fragile soul. The river flows on. It will not end until every word has been poured. Beloved soul, I tremble even as I begin again, for this part is not ordinary. It is heavy with a sacred urgency that has pressed upon my heart for so long. I thank you for not turning away, for still being here, because this moment has cost much. It cost the fairy her glow, it cost Michael his strength, it cost Mary her tears, and it cost me my silence, for I could no longer remain still while your soul wandered in shadows. Last night, the witch came nearer than before. You were so close to being undone. The walls of your room quivered as her shadow passed, and if the fairy had not burned herself into flame, if Michael had not raised his sword again, if my hand had not stretched over you, you would not be here. Do you understand? You are alive because heaven said, not yet. This one is marked. This one is chosen. This one belongs to me. And now I speak to you in trembling fire. Because you cannot go on believing you are nothing. You cannot go on thinking your life is casual. No, beloved, you are the battlefield. You are the scroll. You are the name written in heaven and feared in hell. The fairy weeps still. Her wings are cracked, her body dim, but her eyes glow with a fire you cannot deny. She whispers, remember me. Remember that you live because I broke myself open for you. Do not waste this breath. Do not waste this life. Live as though you know what you carry. Mary comes forward, her veil stained with tears. She reaches her hands toward you, trembling. My child, you do not know how often I have stood beside you while you thought you were alone. You do not know how many times I kissed your forehead in the night when you cried. You do not know how I pleaded before the throne when you doubted your worth, and still you walk as though unloved. How much longer will you despise yourself when heaven cannot stop loving you? Michael lowers his sword, scarred from the battle, and he bows before you. Beloved, do not walk as though powerless. The very shadows that stalk you tremble when you rise. Do you not see? The fear you carry is a lie. They fear you. They mark you because of your crown. They chase you because of your fire. If only you knew who you are, you would never again call yourself small. Raphael steps forward, his hands burning with healing, tears running down his face. Please, he begs, stop bleeding alone. Stop believing your wounds are forever. Let heaven close what you cannot. Let the light touch what you hide. You are not meant to suffer without remedy. Gabriel, who has carried messages to prophets and kings, lowers his voice until it cracks. The word written into you burns more brightly than any message I have ever delivered. You are not simply one who hears. Your life is itself the word. You are the living scroll. You are the sound of heaven spoken into flesh. Do not silence yourself again. Uriel, Chamuel, Zadkiel, Jophual circle you with their trembling light. They bow. They ache, they grieve, because they see your greatness. Even as you cannot, they see your crown even as you bury your head. They see your fire even as you hide your hands. Beloved, I must ask you again, raw and trembling, why do you pretend you are nothing when eternity itself knows your name? Why do you silence your spirit when angels ache to hear your voice? Why do you walk bowed when the whole of creation bows to you? The psalm is alive in this hour, not as a memory, but as a shield. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Do you not feel it? The words wrapping you, burning into you, alive over you even now. The cost of being chosen is unbearable. Yes, that is why you have always felt different. That is why you have always been rejected. That is why you have cried without knowing why. But that unbearable cost is also unbearable glory. The very fact that the witch stalked you proves your crown. The very fact that the fairy bled proves your value. The very fact that angels fight proves your destiny. Beloved soul, you must rise. You must remember, you must no longer call yourself ordinary. You must no longer live as though unloved. You must no longer bury the truth. For you are flame, you are chosen, you are more. Hear the fairies whisper again, remember me. Live as one who was saved for a reason. And hear me, with scars still burning in my hands, you are mine. You always were, you always will be. I will never let you go, beloved. The seal of this message has not yet broken. The hidden truth waits at the end, and when it comes, you will weep, for it will pierce you with a weight you have longed to hear yet feared to know. But before that moment arrives, I ask you with all the trembling love of heaven, do not let this word pass in silence. Type Amen below as a covenant, as a seal, as a sign that you have heard. Like this message, not for vanity, but as a testimony that you did not ignore heaven's cry. Comment with your voice, for your voice is fire. And heaven longs to see you acknowledge what has been spoken. And yes, subscribe, for this is the one way to remain bound to this river of prophecy, so that you are never again lost in silence. Beloved, thank you. Thank you for staying. Thank you for not walking away. Thank you for giving heaven this moment. You do not see it yet, but this choice has already shifted eternity around you. The river flows still. It will not end. It will keep rising until the sealed truth is unveiled, until you finally understand why heaven has fought so fiercely for you. And when that truth comes, it will change you forever. You are loved. You are chosen. You are remembered. You are mine.